A special friend. Moments after we taped our show last night, the Mad Red Hatter wrote, "I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back." You can't believe they gave me my job back. I can't believe we gave you your job back.
A legendary comedian and a late-night king just landed a brutal 1-2 punch that left Donald Trump stunned. They didn't need shouting or drama, just sharp, calculated precision that revealed the fragile ego of the man who claims ultimate power in America. And when the dust settled, Trump's frantic push for censorship only proved them right. This is exactly how a wannabe dictator reacts when the truth cuts too deep.
Guy's saying he's going to build a wall from California to like El Paso, Texas. Like, dude, I've done that drive. That's like a 2-day drive, 85 miles an hour. Like, ah! Like you're going to build a wall. You're really going to do this. Like, how much is this going to cost? How many times you going to go to Home Depot? Like, how big is this thing going to be? Look how long it took to build the Freedom Tower, and we wanted that. That took 15 years. Dude, by the time they build that thing, we're going to be the ones going over it.
Trump genuinely believed he had won. He celebrated Jimmy Kimmel's suspension like a spoiled child finally getting his way. He demanded more shows be pulled off the air, threatened networks, and tried to use federal agencies as his personal weapons. But then Bill Burr and Jimmy Kimmel did something that sent him spiraling into a full-blown meltdown. They came back swinging, stronger and sharper than before. Because while Trump was busy pretending to play dictator, they were proving that in America, the truth always rises to the surface. And now, they're the ones laughing straight to the bank.
The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. No, they weren't. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. That I can't argue with. Shut the f up. The freedom of speech is only for me.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps more than you can imagine. Bill Burr, the Boston comic who treats political correctness like a piñata at a toddler's birthday party, has never been afraid to hit hard. Whenever he joins Jimmy Kimmel, it feels like a demolition expert evaluating an architect's blueprints while the structure is still going up. And what Burr noticed in late-night television's response to Trump was a masterclass in how to accidentally create a monster.
Liberals are so stupid the way that they handle Trump.
What do you mean?
You should shut up. He's a narcissist. Neutral energy.
Yeah. You think he'd go away?
You know what I think he was? I think he was a one-hit wonder. Right? He wrote The Twist, and then that was it. He was on the casino circuit, and then you idiot liberals wrote him Twist again when you indicted him. And now he's a martyr.
When Burr compared Trump to a one-hit wonder who created The Twist and was headed straight for the casino circuit until liberals basically handed him a sequel, Let's Twist Again, the moment he was indicted, he wasn't cracking jokes. He was performing a live autopsy on America's political conversation. Every indictment, every scandal, every chaotic headline wasn't weakening Trump, it was turning him into a martyr.
Favorite part of the campaign, though, was when Trump went to McDonald's. Wasn't that amazing? That's the only time I've ever seen that guy truly happy. Like, he was glowing. When he got behind the counter, it was like he was behind stage at like Springsteen or something. He's like, oh my God, this is like where they make the French fries. And he was sticking a couple of extra in one. He goes, hey, whoever gets this one's gonna be excited. It's like, oh my God.
Fast forward to September 2025, and Trump's mask finally slipped for good when Jimmy Kimmel commented on the reaction to conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination, pointing out how Trump's MAGA crowd was scrambling to portray the suspected killer as anything but one of their own. The president didn't respond like a leader. He reacted exactly the way Burr and Kimmel had always warned, like an authoritarian who cannot handle even the slightest criticism.
Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
Within hours, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, a Trump loyalist who treats the Constitution like optional instructions, issued what sounded like a mob threat disguised as regulation. On a conservative podcast, he warned ABC and its affiliates, "We can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can change their conduct regarding Kimmel, or the FCC will have more work ahead." This wasn't subtle. It wasn't political theater. It was the federal government threatening private media because the president couldn't handle a joke. ABC caved almost instantly, suspending Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely, and Nexstar, along with Sinclair, owners of hundreds of stations, pulled the show entirely.
I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC.
Trump's reaction to Kimmel's suspension proved exactly what Burr had predicted. Instead of showing presidential restraint, he celebrated like a dictator cheering the arrest of a critic. "Great news for America, the ratings-challenged Jimmy Kimmel Show is canceled," he bragged on Truth Social, praising ABC for having the courage to silence him. The president, sworn to defend free speech, was applauding censorship of a comedian. And he pushed even further, demanding NBC fire Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers next, hinting at more government pressure on networks that hosted his critics. This wasn't about ratings. It was about control, about creating a world where mocking the president could cost you your career. But Trump forgot something. Bill Burr had already warned everyone this day would come, and Jimmy Kimmel had been gearing up for this fight his entire life.
Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? Who puts the network in jeopardy? You hear that? There's the threat again, this time straight from FCC Biscuit's mouth. He goes,
When Jimmy Kimmel Live returned on September 23, 2025, after a 6-day suspension, it wasn't just a TV show coming back. It was a direct middle finger to authoritarianism, delivered through a monologue that would have made Jack Paar proud. Kimmel didn't return quiet or apologetic. He came back furious, his rights stomped on by a tantrum-throwing toddler with nuclear codes. "As I was saying before I was interrupted," he opened, echoing Parr's iconic 1960 comeback, only this time the interruption wasn't from nervous executives, but from the federal government abusing power to silence free speech. His monologue was controlled fire, a lesson in civics wrapped in comedy, exposing Trump's authoritarian behavior with razor-sharp clarity. This show isn't the issue. What matters is that we live in a country that allows us to have a show like this at all.
Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted, if you're just joining us, we are preempting your regularly scheduled encore episode of Celebrity Family Feud to bring you this special report. I'm happy to be here tonight with you. This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show.
Kimmel's return ratings proved something Trump couldn't spin. Americans were eager to push back against his growing authoritarianism. The September 23rd episode pulled in 6.3 million TV viewers, triple the usual audience, and his free speech monologue hit over 15 million views on YouTube, his biggest ever. This wasn't just ratings. When even Ted Cruz criticizes your censorship, you've officially crossed into dictator territory. Meanwhile, Bill Burr watched it all unfold exactly as he had predicted. The guy who warned that overreacting to Trump would create a monster was now seeing that monster fully formed. A president using federal power to silence comedians. And Burr's response came loaded with pure Boston-flavored vindication.
Look, I like Brendan Carr. He's a good guy. He's the chairman of the FCC. I work closely with him. But what he said there is dangerous as hell. He says, "We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way."
Yeah.
And I got to say, that's right out of Goodfellas. That's right out of a...
Bill Burr's brilliance wasn't just predicting Trump's slide into authoritarianism, it was knowing how to deal with a narcissist. While mainstream media kept feeding Trump attention through outrage, Burr did the opposite. He treated Trump as what he truly was, a needy, insecure man craving validation from people who laughed at him. Lately, Burr has been tearing down Trump's tough guy persona by highlighting his obvious insecurities. The spray tan, the hair plugs, the desperate hunger for approval from those who despise him. These weren't just jokes. This was psychological warfare. Burr was reminding America that the emperor wasn't only naked, he was pathetic.
Wife, you know where you stand with her. Okay, the guy walked in the arena, everybody cheered. She gave him the finger. Nobody got arrested. That's why this country's great. Everybody expressed themselves. Can we all be adults? I mean, I don't know about you, but I came there to go to the fights. I didn't know I was going to the Republican National Convention.
Trump's response to Kimmel's return proved everything Burr and Kimmel had said about his fragile ego. Within an hour, he was rage posting on Truth Social like a teenager caught by his parents. "I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back," he complained. Kimmel fired back instantly. "You can't believe they gave me my job back? I can't believe we gave you your job back." It perfectly captured the absurdity of former president furious about a comedian returning to TV while still holding massive power. Trump even suggested that networks criticizing him should lose their broadcast licenses. Every threat, every outburst, every meltdown only reinforced Burr and Kimmel's main point. Donald Trump is unfit for a democracy because he cannot handle the essentials of one: criticism, accountability, and the public's right to laugh at their leaders.
He says, "I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers." Only Donald Trump would try to prove he wasn't threatening ABC by threatening ABC.
While Trump tried to destroy careers and silence critics, Burr and Kimmel discovered something surprising: resistance pays. Kimmel's comeback episode wasn't just a ratings win, it was a financial jackpot. Americans were eager to support someone standing up to authoritarianism. The irony was delicious. Trump's censorship attempt gave Kimmel his biggest audience in years. His threats against ABC created more free publicity than a Super Bowl ad. Overnight, Kimmel went from late-night host to constitutional hero. Viral monologues, standing ovations, millions watching who never had before. Meanwhile, Bill Burr was enjoying a resurgence of his own. His blunt honesty about Trump's authoritarianism and liberal overreaction made him the voice people were craving, someone who refused to pick between fascism and forced political correctness. His Netflix special Drop Dead and his upcoming Broadway run proved that authenticity, even messy, complicated authenticity, is what audiences want in a world drowning in fake outrage.
The Trump administration's plan in the moment, and I don't want to minimize this because there's a lot more coming, but backfired, at least as it relates to Kimmel. I mean, his return drew in more than 6 million viewers, which is much larger than his normal audience, despite being blacked out in 23% of the country. And that does not even count the more than 26 million views across YouTube and social platforms, which is
Nothing revealed Trump's weakness more than the world's reaction to his attempt to censor comedy. The so-called leader of the free world, the man who bragged about defending American values, was now using government power to silence jokes that hurt his ego. The president who claimed strength looked insecure. The defender of freedom looked like its enemy. Comedians across the globe rallied behind Kimmel, including those from countries where joking about leaders could land you in prison. The irony was staggering. America, the champion of free speech, now needed help from people with less freedom than its own citizens. In the end, the strongest blow against Trump's authoritarian dream wasn't a joke. It was the proof that American systems still worked. Senate Democrats demanded answers from the FCC. Some Republicans broke ranks to defend free speech. Corporations chose profits over pleasing Trump. The checks and balances he tried to crush pushed back. Kimmel's return wasn't just one comedian beating one president. It proved that in America, truth can still defeat power when enough people choose to stand up for it.